Anyway, what's up, y'all? It's Mike again. I think I do a little car vlog. I was trying to do this earlier, but I was driving to, get my tools, and then listening to a sermon, so I didn't really have the chance to really sit down and record. But now I can. Topic is cars, project cars, and staying motivated when you kind of get, put in your place by the gravity of the work or sometimes the small things. Today, as you guys saw in the last video, I was trying to work on getting the subframe out, because even though the top mounting points for the subframe are intact in the car, they're very solid. I'm very grateful, thank you God for it. When I was under the car messing around trying to get the stuff prepared to take off the subframe, I did notice that hole a lot clearer underneath. So I'm hoping, and the metal around is still kind of solid, I'm just hoping it's not a big crack or big hole or something that I can just get a piece of metal, sand it down, weld on top of it, and just get it right and structurally sound again. But can't, because why? They didn't want to come off today. So all the big components, like removing the rear struts or shocks, taking out the diff bolt, taking out the two, subframe bushing bolts, that part is not that hard. Even the drive shaft, to a certain degree, even though the wheels are spinning, I can finagle that in a sense to get that loose and get that out. I'm going to cut the exhaust, because the exhaust already has holes in it. The piping, if you look at it from under the car, is like they just cut from where the cat was. Somebody put a AutoZone pipe in it, and they put the rear section on it, and they didn't even weld it properly. There's holes in the welds. It's just bad. So I might as well just cut it out and worry about that later. But all those parts are kind of easy to do. But the part that is kicking my butt, which kicked my butt today, was removing the brake lines. I went and bought the brake line removal tools. Can't get it off. But there's a silver lining to that. I was able to find where the brake line was leaking from in the rear. So hopefully by the next time I do that and I get everything on, I can redo that brake line. I can have brakes and I don't have to worry about crashing. But while I was under the car, and this is where the project car thing and staying motivated comes into play, I started seeing little spots with rust, or even the spots that I didn't know had rust. I started to see the severity of the rust. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, when I first purchased the car from the gentleman, he said, I asked if there's any rust. He showed me the only rust you see is what's in the pictures. And he accurately showed the rust that was in the pictures. And I was like, okay, this is not too bad. It was a rust on, the driver's side fender in the front. There was a rust in the wheel well of where the spare tire goes. And it was rust in the rear shock that holds the actual bumper. Now in the American bumpers, they have this big diving board bumpers, as they call them, as you guys know, E28 group. But the bumpers extend. They have like a shock absorber in there, so when it gets hit, that shock absorber absorbs the shock, and then rest is history. Hopefully you don't get your car totaled. So as I was under there, I saw the hole in the wheel well, so yeah, I already know about the hole. But when I looked to my right, I saw that shock is rusted. I'm talking about holes, everything rusted. Okay, and it's not holding on to anything. The metal around it is like rusted off and gone. I was like, man, that's crazy. That's why the bumpers have that little crack in it, probably, and that's why it's shaking like that. That's crazy. All right, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fix that. I was like, you know what? I'll learn how to weld and I'll that little patch and do this. You think about those things, you feel like, yeah, I can do it, whatever. And then I turn around to the next side, and I saw the hole, which is the main reason why I'm dropping this subframe. And I said, that's not too bad. The metal's still kind of solid around it. I'm gonna grind it down, make my little cut, and hopefully it's not that big, and it's still structurally where the bolt can go through. And I put the thing in there and I weld it up, and I'm good. And I was like, okay, that's not too bad. I see a jacking point rusted and bent in. I see another part rusted and bent in. So you start to man, did I really get a piece of crap? You know what I'm saying? So you start feeling bad about it. But when I come out from under the car and I look at the car, it's like, nah, man, she's still good, man. And the rust is not bad, where it's like you can't fix it. Like it's maybe the most I've seen as far as length. is probably less than like 10 inches long, and that's not even that crazy. And I'm just over exaggerating because I'm just looking at it in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a guy who's into body work. I'm not a guy who knows how to weld per se. I know the concept of welding, but I never tried welding. I used to solder when I used to do my electrical engineering, but it's way different when you welding something. So, but I said it's a project. I said I want to learn these different parts of the automotive thing so I could be more self-sufficient. So if I need to run new brake lines, I was like, I can run brake lines myself. I got it. I'm running from the straight back, you know. And then like I said, I found out that hole, and I see like where the fuel filter, and I did notice it when I did change my fuel filter, that metal is not leaking, but it's very rusted and corroded there. And somebody did in the forums and in the E28 group say, yo man, if I was you, I'll just fix those lines, because I watched a friend's car burn to the ground because he didn't change the fuel lines. And I was always like, I don't want to change the fuel lines. I don't want to have to go from the front of the car and bring it back, and I don't want to do that. And I might not have to. I might be able to find a way to just cut out those sections and make it nice. But I just wanted to put this video together just to let y'all know, like, sometimes you're going to go through these things. Sometimes you're going to get caught up in moments where things don't go to plan. Now, I don't have a shop. I don't have a lift. I don't have a lot of tools. I have the tools that I need, and sometimes I acquire tools per the job. But I make do with what I have. Now, granted, if I had a shop and a lift, I probably had this car been finished completely, be able to drop subframes, do all that stuff like that, put on a rotisserie, do all these different things, welding, all that, work comfortably, rain, hail, sleet, snow, winter. I could do all that because I'm in a contained environment. But my cars and my parents, I go out there and work in the yard when the weather is nice. Today was supposed to be a thunderstorm, but God has blessed me and blessed us with a day where it didn't rain at all today. And you know, and I had the sun out. So, you know, you have to make do with it. And I say that because, you know, there's some people that I know, and you know, you want to have that most ideal circumstance. But my way of thinking is always like this. Yes, I would love to have a shop and all that stuff, like I said, but that should not hold you up from doing the work. That should not hold you up from getting it done. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect to build that up first to work on the car. Like, I used to make this joke with my dad. My dad had like this plans of fixing up this thing so he could work on his van. I was like, Daddy, you know, it doesn't make sense to build the infrastructure per se to fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can fix the problem, and then eventually, as you accumulate tools and accumulate things and things start to work out, then you can build that from lessons learned. You know what I mean? So the tools that I acquired working on this project will help me for the next project, or help me move forward working on the same car. But I already have that base on the experience from what it is. But if I say I gotta buy all these tools and I go to freaking Harbor Freight, or I go to, you know, Lowe's or Home Depot and buy the whole automotive tool set, which for things I might not even necessarily need at the moment, that doesn't really help it. So I'm wasting not only money, I'm wasting time per se, and that effort is not there. So I just wanted to just bring this little quick video out to y'all, just letting y'all know that, look, man, we love these cars. We love working on them, and we love projects. We're gonna get to moments where things don't go to plan. You're gonna find things in these project cars that you didn't expect, and there will be some times where it's very extreme. You just gotta call it. But if there's things that you're not afraid to tackle and you want to go about doing it, don't be afraid. Try it out and take your time. And I'm learning. I'm speaking to y'all, but I'm also talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like I had to learn to take my time. Yes, I love to drive the car right now. I had the car set up stick shift, the whole COVID thing. I was on vacation last week. I was thinking about driving up there to Bear Mountain with my family and you know, and driving, having a good time. But unfortunately, there's a lot more to be done in this car. You know what I mean? So it's baby steps, and I know that I'm very grateful for the help from you guys out there. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to help some other people too and get that feedback, and I really do appreciate all the support. Like, deep down in my heart, I really do appreciate all the support, because, you know, this is not easy. You know what I mean? It's also, you critique yourself. You're kind of scared to, you know, put yourself out there per se, because you're worried about what other people think a lot of times, and you know, sometimes you just gotta just do it. You know what I mean? Even me putting these videos up on my channel, or just editing these videos and sharing them. This is just me trying to get out there, and also getting out of my comfort zone, in a sense where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna put this up there. I put my fails up there, and I put my successes up there. It's just to keep it real, keep it 100. You know what I mean? And let y'all know that, look, it happens. You know what I mean? Don't feel discouraged when things don't go off the plan. Don't feel discouraged when, you know, you're looking at the project and you're like, oh my God, like all this stuff happening, like I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a step back, regroup, do your research, and then come back hard and hit it again the next day. And that's what I want to leave you guys with for this video. Like, again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys again for the support. If you can, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm really trying to push this particular chassis out there and push my content out there, you know what I mean, and get to a place where I can, you know, do this more frequently. Who knows, eventually get to a place where I can get another project and just, you know, just grow my skill sets in that, and just have that sense of freedom. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's like, I like my job, you know, I love spending time with my family, but there's certain times when you're working on certain projects and you're working on certain things where you get that kind of me time, and it kind of helps you like navigate the rest of the stuff that's going on in the world. And we all have that, whether it's you cooking, whether you're a carpenter, whether you into home construction, whether you dancer, artist, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that you like to do that gives you peace of mind and chill, do it. And that's what I'm trying to do. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day, and God bless.